Everyone, hope you guys have a fantastic morning. Michael from GY Store. We're gonna go ahead and show you what we just got in actually today too. I didn't realize that, but we got controllers in. So I'm gonna open this up for you guys and see if we can compare with the old one. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and unravel. We still have to figure out how to actually mount those two holes perfectly, because we only have one shot at this, because we only have one cover. So these panels are not easy to come by. So as soon as we mess up on them, that's it. It's either with panel or without panel. After that, if the holes are not lined properly. And we're going to also compare our controllers just a little bit here to get an idea of what they look like. But what we're going to do is we're not going to take shortcuts. We're going to mount things where if they were to actually be fully installed. So we'll even put the seats in there to gap this out, and we'll make sure this gets pushed all the way. You can see it's semi pushed in there. Not sure what's really holding this guy back yet, but I want to make sure, more importantly, these guys are aligned. We'll put the metal rods in this one, and before we even do all this, we'll probably even install the decompression tube as well. Make sure these holes are, see, they're semi-aligned. So they're not all the way fully aligned yet, so they can come forward a little bit more. So if this comes forward a little bit more, this is going to offset this one. So that's why I want to do a full installation. Make sure I can actually prep that all the way up fully before I start drilling pre-holes that are not maybe perfectly aligned. So that's what we'll do as well. But in the meantime, let's go and compare some of these controller modules out here and see what they would have been. So let's check it out. Here we go. So we just got this in today, and let's go ahead and look at some of our old controllers again. Try to frame back to what they should have been. Now they're probably interchangeable back plates, so they're probably, if they're the same, I'm assuming they are. So let's bring these out. There's one here that attached the mirror still. We just need all the back plates and then the controller itself. So I said we don't need the other mirror because it's not really attached to anything else. And we'll need the switches. There we go. Never want to be back of a car when a car is starting like that. You can smell the fumes. Ooh, very bad. So here we go. We're going to check this out and see why it's not going forward a little bit here. Put this guy away carefully. Make sure he doesn't get cracked easily. So let's go and check this out, shall we? We haven't started to scoot in a while, so I'm a little bit concerned about the battery, but won't be. If anything, worse than the worst, we can recharge it up or something. So let's go and see why it's not going all the way forward. Why is there still a little grease mark there? Kind of careful pushing it. Still kind of working the cold, so it's stiff. You don't want to force plastic when it's stiff. Now I could force this guy forward a little bit, but I'm not sure if something else is holding him back as well. I don't think so. I think everything else is an open gap for him. So perfectly gapped there. We're gonna also mount this a little bit more where the thread's not showing. You can see here we have some exposed thread there. It needs to be more secured and everything else, so we'll probably start putting the weather strip to get this a little bit tighter. We'll see. Just want to make sure this goes forward all the way. It needs to get flushed. You can tell by the little rocas there. And then we can tie up our decompression tube. We can work on get this guy too as well. We'll put like a breather filter here at the end of him. Tie strap him really well with a small tie strap as well. The crankcase ventilation hose right here at this point. This thing's spurs out, as well as maybe join this guy together with a wide shape. So we'll probably do that in a little bit right now. So we'll see. Let's see here. What could cause you from not going all the way forward, buddy? Talk to me. See this right here? It seems like it has a little further gap that can push forward a little bit more, but it's not doing it for whatever reason. Maybe we need to tug this thing in a little bit, this metal plate, but it looks like it's pretty stiff on its own right there. So we gotta get this gap to really fully close. So we'll see what's going on. Oh, I think I know where it might be. Maybe it broke right there, you think? This little piece that we had last time. It might have been a possibility there. But then there's no really thread in there though. Let's check it out. This right here, right? I don't know. I mean, it looks like it, and it doesn't look like it. something, so I mean, it looks like it could. Yeah, it does look like it can't fit in there right there, but looks like it's an area for a screw to go through as well, you know, or maybe just a temporary hook or something. But yeah, you can see here it's not sliding all the way. See there, the little hook? Move the battery a little bit. See that little hook there? It's still got a ways to go, so we either push down on it or something. Alright, so let's do our best here and see what's really. Now you see this hook right there, that barely looks like it's fully in, but I think he's already gone in as far as he can to be able to prepare the hook. So something like these right here we gotta take care of before we try to force it in there, or else we're gonna end up being a long cut for us both. So you can see here this hook's got quite a ways to slide still. Its gap is just exposing. This guy's hook, let's see on the other side here. See, this guy's hook's all the way. You can see here. He's gone. You guys can. Sorry, you guys probably can't see it, but a certain angle here will show you better. See, this guy's hook's right here. You can see he's coming in. So he's fine there, but his gap is still the same though. So I just want to make double check. Okay, let me go ahead and set this camera side down here real quick and see if I can get this guy to come in a little bit more forward somehow. I'll just have to keep on trying. Maybe lift something up, or because unfortunately the back is already tied down, so his back is not going to probably move much for us. But we just want to double check and see what we can do in our part. Try to get this guy straight. Oh, there we go. I'm moving forward a little bit now, slightly. Oh wow, just this guy right here helped a lot, but there we go. 2 hands on this guy. This is nice and flush. You can see it's a little bit more better now. There we go. See that? Amazing, huh? What the little tug could do. Alright, let's check this one out. Let's see if that hook is actually went through a little bit. See, that hook still, well, actually, you know what? I might be mistaken. It might be pretty long. So you can see here, it's fairly long. It did come out a centimeter here. And maybe that's probably the most it would probably do for us. Because this side looks pretty darn flush still. Just a little bit slightly though. See if we can get a little bit more. But the main idea, these things here need to show their holes. So let's see if this guy's showing his hole. See, there it goes. I can see his hole through. I can see it through the other side. I'm sure you guys can see it also. That's the first inner hole there, but there's another outer hole. Side there, there's a light there. Let's see if I can get the light on there. See there? So it is going through. So we do see a hole there. We can put the roca in there. So this guy would have been flush to his point already. Right there. Maybe a little bit more, but that's okay. We'll work on it. I'm not sure it can go a little bit more. This thing's already pressed against this right here. It's only this corner. So it might be, has to do with pushing the front sort of. We'll put the seat and everything on like we were actually done to do a full installation on it. See this right here? It looks like it can go forward a little bit more. You see that? It's not saying yay or nay on us. So this one could be. So what I'm gonna do is here, let me get back to the lighting. I'm gonna do is gonna pull this right here and kind of push my palm and clamp this or push this in or whichever it takes, okay? So let me do that real quick. We want to double check and make sure. Set you guys here on the camera. Excuse me. All right, so what I'm gonna do is it might get blocked, but you guys could probably see it from here. See, hopefully it goes further in as I pull. Let's check it out. The idea is to get this crease mark a little bit more closed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to position. Not sure if I did anything for it yet. Yeah, this hole is not aligned yet. So we're gonna find out exactly what's going on, what's stopping it. We're looking for the back end. It doesn't look anything bad here. Looks like everything's supposed to go where it's supposed to go. Okay, let me try to get the other side. Do the same thing, tug it. Hold it from the bottom here. Tugging it. Not sure if I move this any more. But this has no problem lining this hole though. So unless we can probably force this guy to come over. You can see he's still kind of ways to go. But this guy feels so stiff already where he's at. I want to make sure nothing's gapped out that we can't see yet. So I'm just going to inspect it. This guy's hole is just not aligned. It's like they're kind of way off. This guy right there. You guys can see it here. I'll bring it. Okay, come on, camera. Release your leg. You can see from inside here. Right there. It looks like he has a lot of ways to go, sort of. But this guy's no problem. He's open hole season right here. You can see right through him perfectly. And you can come on this side, you can see it through. See the battery wires in the way or not in the cables. Oh, I gotta be careful too when I drive the metal ones in here because it's so near the wire. I want to make sure. Yeah, it's kind of scary because now the wire is like pinched in there, like right there where you would drill a hole in there, which is kind of dumb. So I gotta be really cautious because they'll probably be able to shred the main wire of anything. So gotta be excuse me. You gotta be really careful in that respect. These guys look like they're ready to go, ready to roll. I see nothing wrong here. I mean, I could try to lift these guys up a little bit more and see if I could shake them in spot. I wish I put the metal rods now, that way I can actually clamp it. But since I didn't put it in there, I have to make do what I got here. So give me 1 second here, let me get this parallel line. Twist this the other way. You can do the other way, Michael. Doesn't have to be one size fit all here in this guy. All right. There we go. Oh. Getting back in this clamp area. So I took the battery out, but we're about to maybe test it with the controllers too soon, so I'm not sure it's adequate for me to take them out yet. Okay, so the idea is to get this guy riding in a little bit. So I'm going to actually try and lift up while pushing forward. I gotta get this guy's hole a little bit more aligned, you know? So he might be okay, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure I can force the thread to flex to them. Let me see if I pull, if I can all of a sudden see the hole. Yeah, I can see the hole now, but it's kind of offset a little bit slightly. You can see here with me. You can see there? I mean, it will work. I mean, I could drag him and he'll curve around, or since they're plastic with the metal, it would force him a little bit. But the idea is to get him to really force in so he can flush. See that? We have a little gap there. So we're gonna figure out what's really holding these guys back. Do we need to push something forward more? I can't think of anything else that can probably bring it more forward unless we release some tension in the rear. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, let me get the light back. Oh. Okay, let's check out the rear then. It's like we're almost here, and yet it gives us trouble. That's the way it is. Okay, so let's see here. If I move this forward here, will it change the dynamic? Yeah, it probably would. I can flex this downward. If I flex it downward, like say for instance, I'll bend it in like this. If I bend this in right there, then this will probably be more freer to go inward, right? So when I take it off, I'll try to bend it, and we'll see how it goes. So let's go and cross-examine this again and just kind of get a hypothetical idea how we're going to actually trace. I was thinking there's several types we can do. We can reference. We can make like a little cardboard triangle and reference where these guys would have been protruding out. I mean, that's a possibility right there. And we'll use that cardboard triangle to pretty much take shape. So we can make the holes here as a reference, and then we'll make a hole there as a reference too. So we can use the cardboard as a triangle reference point of where these guys will probably be permanently bolted on there. I don't think tightening it down might change the angle a little bit, but it might slightly, you can see here. So we might want to do everything properly just to make sure, because we only get a chance to cut once, right? So you can see here, what I was thinking of doing, either masking tape or whatever. Here, let me just put this down just for idea's sake here. I'm going to drop the masking tape. There we go. I was thinking of, we can use the masking tape sort of as a reference. I mean, I could do several sheets of it and lay this on there and then cut the masking tape out with a razor blade or something. And then what I could do is trace back sort of the masking tape aligning with this hole here. So this is good that we have a hole here as a reference. So if I was to bring the masking tape fully back over, or somewhat, I think we could probably get away with it. But first of all, if we take this off, I want to even make sure that this guy would clear it to close. And if he doesn't, then more than likely those studs right there are probably in the way, which is fine. We want them to be in the way. We want them to actually make a mark, actually. So that might even help us even more if those guys protrude out when we try to lay this perfectly on top. If he makes his mark, excellent. So let's go and get started on something like that idea. Let me put this guy back. But let me do this. I'm going to show you guys the controller. I brought it all out already. And let's just see what our new controller looks like before we start everything else. It's good we got a little cutter here. That will work. Got to be careful with that though, the usage of it. These are plastic. We don't want to scrape it either, as well as breaking it, for one thing. Probably breaking is probably more serious. Alright, so here we go. Alright, let's check out our controllers that we just got in. I ordered these online, and let's see how they look like. They're supposed to be like a blue color of some sort. Nice. Alright, look at that. Not bad, huh? Alright, let's see. I know the wiring harness is going to be a little different. Come in a pretty solid package. Okay, let's first cross-examination one. I guess this is the ignition. Oh, this is the ignition start. And let's look at the ignition start that we just received. Okay, there's our original one here. You can see it only has 3-prong wires, or 4-wire harness, but only use 3. Here's the color code that comes with it. You got the skunk wire, the ground wire, and then you got this right wire here. Might be our alarm auto start, who knows. Okay, and then the wires come with these guys. Look at how much more abundant they are. The reason why is it doesn't just come with a kill switch, it comes with something else. It comes with a hazard switch. We can look at that one right there. Isn't that nice? And just the throttle cable goes in here, so people don't get confused. This is not for the brake lever or anything. I thought at first, why do I need a brake lever? Mine has an independent brake lever. So this is actually for the throttle. But you can see here, I believe this might be for our on kill switch. I guess they figure if you're going to turn your bike on, you know, this is for your emergency lights, and then maybe this is for the kill switch all at once. Buttons feels a little bit more stiffer actually than this worn out button. Look at that. What we got to do is just trace the wires back and see which wires goes to what. You can always just take this out and swap the harness if worse comes to worse. And then some of the wires, of course, we're not going to really utilize. But yeah, you can see here, there's a pink wire and everything else on there. So this has a total of its own 6 again, but we're not going to use all of them because we're not going to connect these guys. Yeah, I would love to, but we already put our front cover on. Maybe we'll save this for a later project. But we definitely don't want to kill the wires. So let me go and get Phillips real quick and open this guy up and see what's his internal guts look like. I wonder what happened to my cushion screwdriver that I had. Oh well. There we go. Definitely a nicer painted coat from the factory, right? Can't go wrong with factory paint coats. There we go. Compared to ours, this I think this no this oh yeah it is. This is the backing plate of ours. A little similarity difference. You know, ours doesn't look too bad. It has more of a shiny gloss black to it versus this sort of matted black. There we go. Should be an M8. These are M8 threads. They look like this one's smaller, but it's not. Looks can be deceiving. I'll show you. So we're gonna go and open this guy up. So there we go, everything's the same. There's where the throttle sleeves kind of hook onto and stay on there. So we could probably interchange this with this guy, watch. I'm gonna take the matted one, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it here. Gotta figure out my directions here. There we go, sorry. See, look. Well, actually, you know what, it might not. I apologize there. Look at that, it's still offset. It looks like it's made a little bit more curvature. This one's actually made a little bit more curvature. The bolt space is almost there. What I like about it is the teeth is brand new. Got a fresh set of teeth right there, see? Versus what we had to work with. So if we are going to use this, we're going to use it with its front plate, of course. So let's go and put this guy back there. Only concern about me, if I don't find the right kill switch, it will never start the bike. So we got to make sure of that. So this is the start button. You can see it's the same color code actually. They didn't use standard, sort of standard, let's say. So their kill switch is sort of the yellow, red, and then ours is gray, theirs is green. So we'll make sure of that. So that one right there gets to the whatever slot this is right here. So that's not a big concern there. We can swap those guys out. I believe these leads are the same. You just poke them out through here. You can see there, they poke out through there. So we can swap the harness there to be able to utilize. Okay, now as far as the kill switch goes, kill switch has almost 3 level layer wires. So this one has a skunk wire, which I'm assuming this might have a skunk wire too. If it doesn't, though, we'll have to figure that one out. But it moves just accordingly, just the same. So we'll have to use this as a kill switch, sort of. We'll manipulate this lighting for our kill switch lighting. And you can see here our kill switch has the skunk wire all the way in. So in this scenario here, let's say we're going to take it there word by word. we're gonna go ahead and assume that the pretty much the pink wire is gonna be our kill wire now, and then we're gonna assume that the brown one's gonna be the ground wire, and then the blue wire here is gonna be pretty much more for our, I guess, our kill switch on button. So our blue wire will be our kill switch button. It's given this much wires, I don't know why they have wire harness, but because you can see here, all that comes out here is only 3. The ground, the kill switch. So we're probably just gonna take the brown, the pink, I believe, and I think that's about it. Just the brown and pink. And unfortunately, this has the brown pink out there. Great, awesome. There you go. So we'll manipulate this to be able to configure it like this. We'll tap this wire harness, meaning we'll pull it out. We'll take a little piece of flathead screwdriver, pull this guy out, take this wire harness temporarily, and then we're gonna go ahead and swap it with this one. But we'll take a snapshot of it now, just to make sure we know exactly what we're getting into, because we have to see it. Okay, so this is the new one, this is the old one. Or I should put the new and old in the correct sequence of order. Okay, so let me see if I can take a snapshot while this is showing like this, and we'll see the direction as well. Okay, and then we're gonna look at the wires here. That way you guys can get an idea as well how it kind of hangs out and where it hangs out at. See if I can hold on to these guys here. Put the new with the new. There we go. Just get an idea where it's coming from. I guess I'll try to put the top with the top. How about that? This gives us a little idea here. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. See, the skunk wire goes in the corner. You know what's funny though? The pink wire is actually already there too. So that's kind of nice. And I guess the gray wire. Let's see here. Well, this one's the brown wire. The brown wire goes toward the end. And this one has a light blue wire, but you can see here, it actually, it's not tapped anywhere. It's kind of joined it, supposedly. It's joined to this guy and this guy together. That's interesting. So it kind of loops, this blue wire loops together here. But let's see if that green wire is out. The green wire is out. And the green wire is located sort of the lower bottom corner right here. And let's see where the green wire in this one is located. Or actually, if we're taking the green wire, it would be the brown wire. Let's see where the brown wire. The brown wire is unfortunately located in the very top corner. So we'll see how this all works. Because that's interesting how I know that the blue wire, even though there's 3 wires only coming out, it looks like it's sharing between these 2 switches together. So that's probably what's causing our starter, auto start, not to actually function properly. Because maybe we didn't tap the blue wire that was inside here that was not exposed. I'm not sure. Maybe next time what we'll do is we'll run the blue wire of the alarm into the blue wire here or here. I think they're the same continuity. In fact, let's check continuity real quick. See if these guys are actually the same. They have to be, because there wouldn't be any wires going elsewhere. So let's go ahead and check out our continuity. We'll set this on ohms. We'll set it to beat when it actually has a short, meaning the wires are actually the same. We can touch, see that? We'll know. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm going to put my blue wire here. I'm going to put either one of my contacts here. Okay, I'm going to put the, you guys can see the meter too. Okay, and then I'm going to touch, well, let me really get a good angle. See there? That's continuity the same. They are the same. They jump together. So, okay, so the ground and this one's the same too. Yeah, so the ground, so I guess we can just get either one of the green ones and so forth. But these guys are separate. There's also another yellow wire hidden somewhere in the switches. Okay, so we'll take out the brown wire here. See, I can't get anything in this one. See, they're all independent. So that might be a little concerning. How we're gonna probably modify this or something. Let's see if we can even swap out the whole switch from inside. They look like they're shaped a little differently. Yeah, they don't even look like the same switch pattern shape. But we'll figure it out. I mean, once we get to that point, we'll figure out the handlebar switches and everything like that and see what we can do. Worst come to worst, we blow a fuse, no big deal. And the fuse are easy access right here. And I have several fuses left, so we got time to play around with that one. All right, let's go ahead and check out this wire harness now. So we got that one sort of looked over. And we realized that the back plate does not actually interchange, now that we know. Let's go and put our back plates back on this guy here. The new one with the new one. And the old one with the old one. And I want to show you, actually these are M8 threads. So let me go and do that. Let me just get this guy slightly in there a little bit. We'll be taking them off when we actually fully assemble them back. A few threads in there. They're pretty solid. It looks pretty nice. The screw looks pretty nice and glossy. You know, looks like a really clean setup. I'm very impressed by the quality so far. Hopefully everything works well. We'll figure out all these, you know, multiple switches of some sort. Tie them to the right wires. I'm sure there's nothing but the switch here anyway, so it's not like it's going to be rocket science. But jumping the leads and stuff, I don't know about yet, so we'll find out how that's going to work. I just don't understand why they would modify it that way, but we'll see. I mean, it definitely has a little bit more functionality than this one here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. It has more functionality than this guy right here, unfortunately. So he just has an on and off kill switch. It also worked for a QMB, also 150. But this guy has a little bit more. You can see in the front. He's got not only a kill switch or whatever we think this one is, but he has a high beam, low beam. I guess emergency. This is probably emergency, and the kill switch. So forth. So he's got quite a little bit more, three clicks instead of this guy just 2 clicks. So that's the only difference. The start should be the same. I think they probably just shared a ground. That's all it was. So I'm not sure we could work around that one. So, but let me get the little bolts here. I believe I have it somewhere in here. Hopefully I brought it in. The M8, the little small. Oh, yeah, I tied it here. So this is how we know that the mirrors still are the same. This is the new one, right? So we'll take out the adapter. The adapter here is going to this guy, which is also an M8. So if he fits, you can see ours, it's the same. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, they are the same. So I can show it to you right now. They're all M8, all directly. Most bigger motorcycles and stuff like Harleys are M10. So when they say they have, see that? His M8 on this side goes in as well. He's actually supposed to go in this way anyway. So either one. And I'll do it again just to make sure. See the thread? Thread goes in easily. So this is M8 threads for your most typical scooters. They're mostly M8. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this thread in here and see if it actually drives in. See, even though it looks smaller, it's not. See that? It's going in.